To go live on YouTube. We're live now on YouTube. And I want to introduce you because you have such a great introduction from your book. So I want to introduce you from your book. Usually I'll tell my guests to introduce yourself, but honey, you so fabulous. I want to do this. So here we have our special guest tonight, Dr. Rashawana Smith, known as the Purpose Preacher, is the CEO and founder of the Visionary Institute. Dr. Rashawana is a Louisiana native. She resides in Atlanta, Georgia with her husband of 24 years, Frank, and their 4 beautiful daughters, Kiera, Maya, Jeray, and Shyla. Jira and Shayla. Shylas, I'm saying that right?
Yeah.
She teaches curriculum in the areas of healing, clarity, purpose, and the prophetic mantle. She is a purpose coach, healing strategic, and mentor to leaders in the marketplace and ministry worldwide. Dr. Rashawana knows firsthand the power of doing the inner work to experience reinvention. She has been mantled and mandated. Are you still here, darling? Rashawana, by God, to share her experience, training, and prophetic insight to equip and edify leaders to walk in their spiritual gifts with confidence and clarity to advance the kingdom. Dr. Rashawana loves to see the lives of people transform. She is extremely passionate about helping individuals from all walks of life find their passion, purpose, and ultimately their prosperity. Dr. Rashawana Smith, welcome.
Oh, thank you, sis. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Now, this book, oh my God. I'm going to just say for me personally, this book has been my confirmation from God. It has been my key to open the door. Do you hear me? It has opened the door to everything I've been asking God for on these internet streets. I could not piece it together. I just knew what I was supposed to do, but I didn't know how to piece it together. And when I got this book, it gave me clarity, just like you said. It gave me the vision. And the crazy thing about it, God put me on a 30-day session on the internet. He said, for 30 days, I want you to testify what I have done in your life.
Wow.
To anybody who's listening. And I said, God, for 30 days straight. And there's this assignment that I'm doing on these internet streets. But like I said, I couldn't unlock the key. But I'm here to tell you, I did the 30 days. Yesterday was the day 30. And this book, I did this book every day with it. You understand? So do you get the connection? It's a 31-day journey. So my first day was prayer and saying, God, where you have me, what you need me to do. And then the 30 days, the book went with me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I am on fire. And so to have the 30-day end yesterday and to have you here today, my God. Come on, somebody. Oh, girl. Listen here. So you tell us, what was your meaning for writing this book? Because I just told you what it did for me.
Yeah, so the book was an accidental birth. Ooh. I really wasn't trying to, just like sometimes we get children that are such a blessing to us that save our lives. This book was like an accidental birth. I did not intend on writing a book. I was going through a rough season of my life as a parent, because I have 4 daughters. As you know, we have that in common. We have daughters, and
girl, mom.
When you raise your daughters, you try to instill into them the best, and to be an independent woman, but also to know their femininity. Don't let people, take advantage of them, and I felt like I had pretty much put my children in a position to win, so that they wouldn't have to go through some of the things I went through and struggled through in my childhood.
Right.
And so when I started seeing that their lives were not going the way that I wanted them to, I panicked. I started feeling, as a parent, like I had failed. And, I've been living for the Lord a long time, and I just had never had this defeated feeling before, and I had to watch it. I had to watch my children struggle. I had to watch them, go through identity, crisis.
Girl, moms.
Dealing with people that they probably have no business dealing with. And so I started praying specifically for my children and what I wanted God to do in their life. And God started showing me, no, you need wisdom. Right. You need wisdom. Right. And so I went into the Word in Proverbs. Mm-hmm. And when I went into the Word, something just stood out. Like, this is what you need to park. This is where you need to plant yourself until you feel like you can get through this process. And so the book of Proverbs, I had read it, but I hadn't read it cover to cover. You know how we read a scripture here and there, but really don't get the full meaning. And so I decided to just take a deep dive into that scripture and really get the meaning. Yeah,
Proverbs is
really get the meaning. Mm-hmm. And so that's what happened. I started reading, and I'm a teacher by, career.
Absolutely.
I was a teacher. And so I took copious notes. I was taking deep notes. And when I got done with it, I had a book. And
oh, my God.
Yeah, and I wasn't even into it. And I was like, okay, well, I guess
this is not just you, but for others. I'm telling you, it changed my life. Like, there's only one book that changed my life. Now I can add a second book. The book, The Burden of Freedom by Miles Monroe, and your book. You remember, I went to your bookstore and ordered books. Remember, and gave them to the prison over there in Winfield. Right. That's how serious. This book changed my life, and I know it's the season that I'm in right now. It's for now. Your book was my now, and I just want all women who are trying to be virtual. When you say virtual influencers, see, because for me, that's what it did for me, because the social media, I was like, God, where do you want me on these social media streets? Because every time I try to quit social media, God said, no, this is where I need you, because I really don't like social media, believe it or not. And I was like, Lord, I want to get off. And he was like, no, I have a work for you. So with the word virtual, to me, that meant the internet. That's just what it meant to me in my head. An influencer, it meant an influencer on the internet. And I said, is that what it means? That's not what it means.
It could mean someone that's on the internet, but it's actually finding out who you're called to influence and being a virtuous or a God-sent influencer with high standards. So when you look at the word virtuous, it means God and divine. It means that we are on assignment to influence people in a godly way.
Come on, somebody.
And so if you feel like that this is your mountain, this is the mountain that God has set you on, then he actually positioned me on in the virtual space as well.
Right.
And so when you know you're called to it, you don't look at the numbers.
Right.
Because sometimes our numbers are hidden. People are watching us, their lives are being changed.
You better say
they just don't have the courage to reach out and connect yet, but they're watching.
Absolutely. This 30 days, I have had maybe over 30 women in my inboxes DMing me. Just yesterday, a grandmother, because the last one was things that I tell my granddaughter. She said her grandchildren live with her, and she said I gave her things to tell her granddaughters. Because she wasn't talking to her granddaughters in a spiritual way or motivating way. She was just raising her granddaughters, doing the best she can. But she said, I'm going to go in a form of showing them who they're going to become. Because that's what I tell my granddaughter. I speak to her into the future. I don't speak to her now. You know what I'm saying? And so, to God be the glory. So, the book just spoke to my heart. You know, that's what God said, this is your clarity. This is what I want you to do. Speak to the people on the internet now. And so, my Lord, I was obedient. And I looked at what I've been doing in the last 2 years on social media versus the 30 days. And my God, the 30 days just drugged the two years. Like, it just made the 2 years look worthless. The 30 days was purposeful. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like I was wasting time for 2 years because I didn't know which direction. I was confused. I was just doing this, doing that, doing that. 30 days with obedience, sticking to the program, sticking to what God told me to do. I see the total difference in 30 days. Wow. So I got the tool that I was praying for, fasting for, believing God for, and your book with me the whole 30 days. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just excited. I'm excited. So you pretty much answered my second question too, because the second question was, there was a part in the book that really was relatable to my heart when you talked about your daughters. And I can relate that with you because I'm a girl mom. And Lord knows, glory, 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 I am so close to God just because I have daughters. Like, my prayer life is 100% because I have daughters. And like you said, the directions that they go in, we just have to pray. Because, you know, I'm scared to tell them sometime because I feel like they will rebel. You know, like when I was a girl and my mom would tell me stuff, saying like I would go forward to what she didn't like versus to what she liked. So I just, with my girls, I use that reverse psychology and I just turn it over to the Lord. Because I said, Lord, if I say something, then they're going to go further out the door. You see what I'm saying? And so I could relate to you on that so much. And it just like every part of the book I was reading, I was just like, oh my God. Like, what? You know, so it's just important to follow your obedience to God, to do what he tells you to do, because just look what you've done to me with your book, Impactful. So just imagine the other homes. And I know you getting testimonies from people who done read it already. I know you got testimony. And I'm just so excited for your book. So meeting you in Winfield, Louisiana was not an accident. No. At all. I mean, my brother Frank, you spoke about him in the book. Her husband, everyone who don't know who we talk about, her husband name is Frank. He taught Donnell basketball. Just, I mean, just the connection. We family. You know what I'm saying? And going into the town, not knowing anybody, he knew where to put me. He knew the people to connect me with. And you talking 20-something years later, we are still connected. You know what I'm saying? And it's just to let people know that, you know, you might not have a friend, but if you get with God, God will give you friends. You know, God will give you family. He will. And I just want you to alliterate on that a little bit from your viewpoint of it, because I don't want to do all talking. So when we met, I can't remember, we met through the kids at practice because Kira and Donnell were on the same team. Yes. But I know that it was almost immediate. You know, you spoke my language, I spoke your language. We had this connection past just your normal parents, your children on a team. Right. And so I started, you know, getting you to do my hair. You were my hairstylist. Yes. And I would come every 2 weeks, and you know, the hairstylist chair it's bigger than hair, like I say. It's a whole ministry. It's always bigger than hair. I tell everybody, it's bigger than this hairdo now. You know, and that was the connection. And then seeing the businesswoman in you. Let's talk about that. This book is just a part of her. You've been a businesswoman. Let's talk about that, because I went to your bookstore. God help me, it was the most beautifulest bookstore. Oh my God, you have such class and beauty about you. Like, your bookstore was just like a symbol of who you are. And I was like, she's a businesswoman too. Like, it was just like, who is this woman? And I remember, talking to your husband, how like after the practice or whatever one day, and I was talking about how I just admired you. He said, I'm learning my wife every day too. He said, I'm admired by her too. And I thought that was so amazing. He was like, let me tell you something. I'm admired by my wife too. He said, my wife has so many gifts. And I just admired that about Brother Frank, because I said, to hear a husband, say that he's admired by his wife too. Like, girl, you ain't the only one. I'm admired by her too. She my wife, but I'm admired by. I just said, Lord have mercy. So that was just, a icing on the cake. To not only have a sister, but to gain a brother also that, in the word, and he was, trying to help my counterparts and all of that. So everything just, worked out, aligned with God, and it's still lining up. And it gives me butterflies because it's still lining up. So I know that he did it. He put us at, a friend in Jesus, And so it's just motivating, because a lot of people are friendless. A lot of people don't have love. A lot of people don't have hope. And, I just brought this interview together just to show people what God can really do. He can put strangers in your life that could be family. You got blood people that treat you real bad, but he'll put not blood in you, with you, and you just feel amazing all the time. No problems, no jealousy, no malice. Just, even if I don't talk to you, I'm supporting you. I'm praying for you. And I know that for you. I mean, I anoint myself with the oil that you have given me 20 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? I show you proof. I still have it in the sacred container you gave me. And when I ran out, you gave me more. You know what I'm saying? So, people need to understand that you need a good prayer partner. You need sanctified people in your life. Like, we out here struggling, but you don't have to, because if you have a good prayer warrior, people praying for you, because I pray for your family when I pray at night. I don't have to tell you, Rashawana, I'm praying for you. I pray for everybody when I pray at night. And it's the prayers of the righteous, while you doing good sometimes. Because sometimes you can't pray for yourself.
Right. So true.
But I thank God for the people who praying for me that I don't even know praying for me, because somebody holding me up, because sometimes you can't even pray for yourself.
Right. Well, that's how I was in the book. I couldn't
absolutely
articulate how I felt as a woman, as a mother with grown children. And I've always admired how you supported your children, because sometimes, in the day-to-day life, we talk about things that we're going through, but we never stop enough to say, girl, I admire you for that. I look up to you for that. And I just remember you being 110% behind your children. Like, you weren't going to you missed money doing hair because you was going to be at the ball game.
Oh, yeah.
You was going to have your t-shirt made, you're going to be in the stands, you're going to be screaming, and it was one of those testaments that, I knew when I met you that you were bigger than the place that I met you.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you left, it wasn't a surprise to me, but I knew that time you were there was divine. And I think sometimes when we're in places that we say, God, why am I here? We're really on assignment.
Absolutely.
God is working. Yeah. He's working in us, but he's also crossing the paths of people that you may not need just for this season, but you may need in other times. Right.
I met some beautiful people in Winfield, Louisiana.
Yeah.
I don't care how or what reason I was there. I met people there that I am still, you, Jocelyn,
Jocelyn.
a few others I can't really just call out right now, but maybe 3 or 4 more that just in my life. It's family, you know. And I don't have to see you or touch you all the time, but it's I know it's love, because you know, even I have a testimony with Jocelyn, things she did for me when I opened the salon. You know, she didn't know me really from a can of paint, but she was so welcoming and she was so helpful, and it seemed like the whole town was welcomed me. And so I just gained love from there. Michelle, you know, she was a good friend of mine, a neighbor and a good friend. And she's no longer here, but she's my angel friend. She's like the only woman that was my friend that I lost. And so I said, Lord, I have an angel friend, you know, and I still believe that she's my angel friend forever. And I mean, it's just so many good things came out of Winfield, little old Winfield, Louisiana. It ain't all bad, you know. It ain't all bad. If people can't see the good, I feel sorry for them, because this little lady here done came down there, and I felt love. I got things out of there that I'll never forget. Things happened to my life that I'll never forget in a good way, and it was a season, like you said. All things are not meant to stay. You know, sometimes God it is an assignment. I do believe that. Sometimes we, like you said, I thought I was going there for one thing, and totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Totally different. So if you could tell the ladies, or just people watching, because we do have some viewers, thank God, thing that you say that could just kind of wrap it up to say, like, moving forward and living into 2024, all of this stuff that's we're living around and going against, how would you motivate a sister tonight?
Oh, wow. I think that the biggest assignment that we have is to know ourselves and to be clear of who we are and what we want and what we're assigned to do, so that we can live a fulfilled life.
Right.
And so, you know, money is good in its place, but it'll never replace purpose.
Right.
And so a lot of the things that we have endured, we've endured them at the hands of pain, and pain will take your purpose if you don't put it in its place.
That's right.
And so you have to think about, why did I go through some of the things that I went through? And if I went through them and God allowed it, how does he want to use those things for me, for him to get the glory and for me to progress and for me to prosper? So I really focus on, especially in this day and time, because you have a lot of trauma in the world.
That's true.
You know, people are going through a lot of things. They're numbing their pain. They go through a lot of things psychologically. But your biggest assignment is not to wear labels or be great amongst people. Your biggest assignment in the world is to gain emotional freedom, for you to be able to have a healed heart and to be able to train your ear to hear the voice of God. Because if you can't hear God, how are you going to fulfill your purpose? God's purpose on your life is prophetic, and you have to be connected to him to be able to live that thing out, because you have to receive the instructions from him. And so if I was to leave anything with anybody, I would give them just the encouragement to say, you know what, no matter what you're going through, take some time and really look inward and do the inner work. Because if you do the inner work, God is going to trust you with more. There's more on the other side of where you are, but sometimes that more is held up because you refuse to do the inner work. And so I teach people how, you know, they can really take the time that they probably never taken before, you know, and really dig into what's stopping them, what's hindering them, because it's something from their past.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You know.
Oh yes.
What's putting a glass ceiling on you? What's telling you can't prosper? What's standing in your way? What's making you feel stuck? When we are not prospering and we are not moving in momentum, that means you feel like you're right where you're supposed to be. There's something that you need to address. In your life. And so I teach people, I believe that this has to be your assignment. This can't be something that you don't want to do. It can't be something you don't want to face. Your life is your biggest assignment. It's not your children. See, that's what God showed me in the Virtuous Influence. No, your assignment is not your children. You raise them. Your assignment is to be clear about who you are and what I've called you to do, and how just by you living a righteous life
come on,
can
somebody.
impact them.
That's right. Come on. Yes, yes, yes.
Because
That's
you've already trained them up. They've been under your roof for 20 years.
That's it.
So now you can't control them because you can't put your hand on them.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That's so now you have to live your life from a higher place.
Right. That's right.
You know, you can't live in this place where you have to control everything for you to have faith, because that's not faith. Faith is the ability for you to see something but still rise above it and say, God, you know what? I'm gonna live upright before you, and I'm gonna let you take care of the rest. And whatever you give me an assignment to do, I'll address it. Yes. And so it was one of those things that I said, okay, God, this assignment is not just for my children. This is about me. You.
That's right. That's right.
This is about me.
Right.
This thing is about showing me that I need to relinquish the control. That I can't control anybody. Sometimes I can't control myself.
That's right. That's right. That's
I'm
right.
out of control.
That's right.
I had to learn that this journey of being this new parent, not of a child, but of a daughter.
Right. Right.
You want to say that's my child? No, your daughter.
Right.
Anymore. She's an adult. She's still your daughter, but she's not a child.
Right.
And so I had to learn to make that transition.
It's a transition.
Like they were
my
children.
Lord. Yeah. My Lord. It's a transition. Now, my daughters, we all live together. Like we came together like the Mexicans. I'm just gonna say, you know what I'm saying? So we all together. We under one roof. You know what I mean? And Donnell is retired, you know, getting her disability, whatever. And Donette, she's still in. So we all came together. And seeing them as adults, I said, okay, Lord. And they said, Ma, how you do? I said, I love being here with y'all, but I'm not saying nothing. I said, because I'm going to let y'all be grown. Y'all are great daughters. And I'm just going with the flow. And anything that I think I got a problem with, I'm turning it over to the Lord. Mm-hmm. Because I can't lose you now. You see what I'm saying? And so I just try to be that mother that's understanding. I tell them, y'all know where my room at. My door is always open. Right.
And you can see that. You can see you parent from that open place.
Yeah.
But I think the beauty in it is for us to know that the same way God kept us.
Yes.
He can keep them.
He will, because our parents was praying for us. We come from the blood. Okay? We come from the blood. I was in the blood in my mama's womb. So we come from the blood. So I take that same knowledge and I place it on them.
Right.
And at first it was a little rough. It was a little rough because I had my own intentions. When we got together, all us come together. Me, I'm thinking, we finna build this empire and we finna do all this stuff and da-da-da-da-da, and they gonna listen to me. Child, I had a wake-up call. I said, well, who Jesus? My feelings was hurt. But I said, it could be worse, Lord. You know what I'm saying? I said, Lord, it could be worse. I said, this is personal stuff and I'm going to get over it. But it could be worse. I said, because I have good children. So I just start placing the fact that they're grown. I'm a support. You know how I say, I'm a stick beside you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my door is open if you need me. Now, don't come in here if you don't want to hear what I got to say now. Okay?
Because I'm going to shoot it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you straight.
I'm going to give it to you now. So don't come in here if you don't want to hear it. But if you willing to talk to me and listen to what I got to say, then we got it going on. So it's God. It's all God being a girl mom, I'm telling you. Because we have different emotions being a girl mom, I'm telling you. Because we have girls. I mean, we looking at this crazy stuff going on, trafficking and all this. They want to be traveling and doing this and doing that. I'm like, okay, they grown. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay.
And then the relationships too.
Yes.
We worry because usually the women are the part of the relationship that comes out on the, if it's a bad relationship, they come out on the bad end. They're
side.
The one that ends up with all the baggage.
And women see too much concern where there shouldn't. You understand what I'm saying? And so I deal with that. I deal with that because I see under the spiritual realm things that they don't see. But I will tell my daughters, this is going to happen, so brace yourself. I just told my oldest daughter that 2 days ago. I said, God is finna show you something. I said, brace yourself. You gonna turn out all right, but brace yourself. Don't be alarmed when he give you the news and you find out what you find out. And she gonna say to me, Mom, what is it? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you, brace yourself. And I'm gonna be here to hold you up. Because sometimes they move in blindness. Daughters.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what really get us, you know. And one of them I had to tell, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing else. I don't know about your baby girl, but my baby girl like to talk to me. And I had to, don't tell me nothing else. I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down. You see what I'm saying? I'm working on me. This is my year to work on me. And don't tell me nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't always can handle the repercussion of telling us stuff.
Right.
If you're not strong enough to because see, mothering is something else. And see, my baby girl, she was gone away, you know, than the oldest one. So her coming back home, she got to learn mama again.
Right.
But mama really ain't changed. We just got older. You know what I'm saying? Because she was visiting and, you know, going back home. But now, you know, mama downstairs. So, you know, she just have to understand that we keep it real. And the only reason we keep it real because we love you. You know, so sometimes I had to say, don't tell me nothing. But if you got to tell me, you got to listen to what I have to say back.
Right.
You know,
truth.
Yes, but girls are so emotional and they so tired, man. Oh Lord, I just think about what was I doing at that age? Oh God, were they doing better than me, Lord?
You're right. And I think that's true because you know we think, well, we were tough, and we think, well, I knew I was going to get out of that.
They doing better than mine. Doing better than me, as far as certain decisions.
Right.
They doing better than me. I told my oldest, over 34. I said I probably was on husband number 3 by then. Okay, praise God. She ain't thinking about that. You see what I'm saying? So thank the Lord. You know, so I can't be too hard. You know, I thank God for where we at. But Lord have mercy, Jesus. Girl moms, man. All y'all girl moms in the comments, y'all let us know. Because girl moms, you stay prayed up. And the key to it is prayer. And like you said, being a light.
Yeah.
Stay being the light. That is my biggest thing. I want to always be my daughter's role model. That is my thing. I have to be their role model. I'm a single mom, single parent home. All of their life, I've been their only parent. And my granddaughter, you know, I want to be her role model. I just want to be their role model. So I'm just staying in the will of God and, you know, getting my answers from the Lord and just trying to be positive most of all. Now, that granddaughter, Lord have mercy, you know, the school age. School in 2024. Now, I know you still got a baby in school.
She's graduating.
She's graduating this year, right?
Next month.
Okay, yeah, I know she's on her way out. I know you glad. Oh, Lord have mercy. Those school emotions and peer pressure, keep me in prayer. Just, you know, like my grandmother had every Wednesday she had a prayer meeting at her house, and I told my grandma, keep my name in the bucket. She would tell everybody who name want to be in the bucket. I said, don't never take my name out the bucket. I tell my grandma, don't ever take my name out the bucket. And my name was always in her prayer thing for her prayer group. And I'm telling you, whoever got a prayer group, keep my name in it, because dealing with my granddaughter and just keeping her mind focused and understanding who she is and whom she is.
Right.
It seemed like it's more work with her than my daughters. I said, all of these girls.
It's so much in their eye gates. It's so much on social media. It's so much fake things. So many things trying to get them to conform. Yeah.
Yes. Like they're all over the place. Like I said, the granddaughter, era and just, being blessed. I am thankful that I am here with my daughter to help raise her, because my daughter couldn't take this task on her own. Oh no, she need a village. And not my granddaughter is the sweetest thing, she really is, but she has the mind, her mind sometimes, and I talk to her every day because I want to know what that mind thinking. You know what I mean? I want to know what that mind thinking. And baby, if you say, how was your day? You better get some coffee. You better get, I'm talking walk in the house from school, how was your day? You better get some coffee. Okay? But I love it because I need her to communicate those things she's feeling.
Right.
I need her to communicate it, and I just ask God for the strength to give her the answers. And so we pray, I'm teaching her now. I'm in the phase of letting her know that self-love is the best love, and God will be her only friend. I don't care what her mama doing. I don't care what her daddy doing. I don't care what abuela doing. Ain't no friend like Jesus. And so she's loving God right now. She's loving the word. She loves to pray. So it's things like that we got to just pour into our girls, because
right.
They don't sell no chastity belts. So
but women, what I'm thankful for, when I started having my children, I just thought God would give me a boy, and I really wanted a boy. Girl. But when I got 4 daughters, I thought about how special that was, because women are very sensitive to the Spirit of God.
Yeah.
And so, men are like God, because they were made in His image,
right.
And so was woman, but there's levels to God.
It is
with us, and so I thought about the sensitivity that a woman has with God, and God has a way of pricking the hearts of a woman in a way that she'll serve Him.
Right.
She'll have a relationship with Him. Her heart will be so sensitive to the things of God.
Right.
And so I'm thankful now that I have 4 daughters, that I have 4 women of valor, 4 women that will seek God, that will be influential in the kingdom, and they'll be those women of prayer, and so I'm thankful for those things now, even though I wanted a little boy tucked in there somewhere.
Oh, yes, we did. I did too.
Yeah, but I'm thankful for my 4 daughters. I really am.
But we cut out for girls.
Yeah.
I realized it now. Getting a granddaughter, I said, Lord, what are you doing to me? I'm like, okay, God. So, but I get it. He knows better than we do. And I figured it out. I said, okay, God, it's a women's ministry, and it starts in my home. It starts in my home. How can I talk to anyone outside the door, and I can't talk to these children inside the door? It starts in my home. I remember telling my nephews, I said, how about someone tells you about me and I'm your aunt? How would that make you feel? How would you feel someone telling you, oh, your aunt is so great, oh, she's amazing, and you can't say that because you're not picking up the phone, you're not calling, you're not reciprocating the love that I'm trying to give you? How would you feel one day? I said, because you might see your aunt just being your aunt, but God might put me in a position where I'm somebody else's aunt now. How would you feel about that? And that's how I talk to my nieces and nephews. I'm like, we have to embrace each other. Now, if you don't want to embrace, that's fine. But just think about that day when someone comes and tell you about your aunt.
That you should have known.
That you should have known. And was right there to love you.
Because you had access.
Because you had access. Pick up the phone. I just posted today, you're going to miss your blessing because you're not picking up the phone. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything on the other line. You just ain't even picking up the phone. All right now. All right now. Y'all see this book? Virtuous Influencer. Now, I need you to tell everyone how to reach you, your internet, wherever they can reach you. I know you have something coming up, right? Bloom. Please, let's talk a little bit about that. So, because these women need bloom, and me too.
Okay. So let's talk about. So my platform is I have a couple of things. My website is my name, Dr. Rashawana Smith. My Facebook profile is Dr. Rashawana Smith, and Instagram is Purpose Preacher 1. But right now, this is my second year doing Bloom. But this year, I'm really focusing on women ministry leaders and Christian business professionals. During my course of, really serving in ministry over the last 20 plus years, God has really started, pushing my ministry toward ministry leaders and allowing the tools and the things that I've gained over the years to really help them create streams of income by using their spiritual gifts in the marketplace. And so Bloom is going to be a 2-day live event. The first part of Bloom is going to be a two-day live event for Christian business professionals and women ministry leaders that want to find a way to take their passion and make a profit from it. Also do that inner work that they know that removes those alignment blockers. And so I'm doing a 2-day event just to gather women together in one room to boost their self-esteem and to also give them clarity. We're going to do some meditation, and I'm going to do some release exercises with them. But I'm also going to give away a lot of strategy about how you can start to create community so that you can start your ministry or your ministry-based business. Because a lot of people in ministry have a business, but they've been doing everything for free or a candle.
Right.
You can't call me to do no. You can't call me and give me no candle.
God wants you to eat, and He wants you to live good.
Right.
He really do.
And I think for a lot of years, the church, the way the church has been run, it's been erroneous. People have not been able to serve and be paid well. And so they live 2 lives. They live during the day, and do something that pays their bills that they may not like. And then they try to serve God and they get paid pennies or if anything.
Right.
And so my plight and my focus right now is to help women, not men, women, ministry leaders and Christian business professionals learn how to marry the marketplace, their career and their calling together so they can monetize and live a prosperous life.
That's awesome.
But I have a Bloom monthly. It's called Empowerment Hub. I realized that the more I've been on social media, so I've been on social media probably about 7 years now. A lot of people don't remember that, but I started going live like 7 years ago. And just being consistent and, following, what I heard God say to me, or just being willing to try some things, And so that's one of the things that we've got to stop, doing is not being willing to fail. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there and be vulnerable to test some things to see if it's going to work.
That's right.
And so I did that. And over the last 7 years, one thing people gravitate toward me isn't being empowered,
That's true.
Removing the alignment blockers, getting clarity, revelation about who they are. And so what I've done is create a monthly membership. It's called Bloom Empowerment Hub. And it's a hub for women that come together once a month. And I'm still teaching. I'm teaching about mindset, how to shift your mindset, how to see yourself the way God sees you. And also giving them some of those applicable strategies so that they can start moving in that area of business or ministry so that they can monetize and have an extra stream of income. So that's what Bloom is in a nutshell, whether it's the Empowerment Hub or it's the 2-day live event I'm doing in August.
Well, amen. And so the Bloom is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia?
It is. It's going to be 2 days. A 2-day live event in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm super excited about it.
Wow.
Last year it was 1 day, but this year it's 2 days.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get that link from you. Is it registering now?
We have not opened up registration because we're still looking at venues. We're still looking at venues.
Well, when registration starts.
My hope is to have the venue locked in by the 15th of April. And that way we can start selling tickets and people can start getting their accommodations.
Well, as soon as you get the link to start, give it to me, and I'm going to give it to my people, and I'm going to pray and ask God I want to be there too, because it sounds like somewhere I need to be.
Amen.
It sounds like somewhere I need to be because I'm blooming.
to bloom.
Yes.
Listen, you're not just blooming, you are the bloom, girl.
That's it.
You
That's
are the
it.
bloom.
That's it. I'm blooming. I'm blooming some more. I'm going to stay on this journey and this path. And I just thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been a glorious time. And I know everyone who's watching, you all, it's TikTok ain't never stayed steady. So people is watching. So I'm glad that we're giving you something that you can keep watching. And I'm going to, of course, on YouTube, it's going to stay up. It's going to stay up on YouTube. I'm going to be sharing it and editing and all this stuff because I need the world to know what we're talking about tonight. Is there anything that you would like to close out with? I definitely want you to say a prayer before we close out because we need Jesus. Okay. So I'm going to let you close us out. And then say what you got to say and then we'll pray.
Okay. I just want to say that I think that God has given you a knack of being just fabulous.
Thank you.
You've always been fabulous. You've always had your own style. And I see that as something that God has given you to help empower other women to walk in their fabulousness too.
Thank you.
And so I thank you for being a unicorn and being unique and not being afraid to be different and not letting people put you in a box. And I think that's one of the things that, we as women, once we get 40, 50 and we become grandparents, we start thinking we can't wear, our cute jewelry and our cute, but you fix yourself up. You look fabulous. You live, and you're an inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is so wonderful coming from you. Thank you. And I admire you. You already know I think you fabulous, girl. You are. That's one thing where we clicked. Beauty knows beauty, but I'm just glad we're sisters in Christ and we can compliment each other and love each other. And, even if we don't touch, we love. And I just thank God for you being in my life. And I definitely appreciate everything you just said because my heart, people don't see that, I need that too. I need encouraging words. Just because I'm encouraging somebody every day or I'm trying to be a light, I need encouragement. So that just gave me a push.